This week in science, we're at the H.R. MacMillan Space Center in Vancouver talking about Mars. Now, NASA's Perseverance rover has been up there for over a year now, sending back some pretty impressive looking panoramas. But we're not just learning more about what it looks like on the red planet, but also what it sounds like. If you were somehow able to walk around on the Martian surface without a spacesuit and not die, most of what you'd hear is nothing. And that's not just because it's a lifeless desert. The Martian atmosphere is about 100 times thinner than Earth's. It's mostly made of CO2 instead of the mix of nitrogen and oxygen we enjoy here. And the surface temperature is around minus 63 degrees Celsius on average. And all of that affects the way that sound behaves. Compared to the surface of Earth, sound waves on Mars tend to travel slower, and higher pitched noises tend to get absorbed. So not only would you have to be closer to the source of a sound to hear it, what you did hear would sound pretty muffled. There's actually a tool on NASA's website that lets you play around with this. For more episodes of This Week in Science, head to the video page at citynews.ca. And that's the kind of audio the two microphones aboard the Perseverance rover have been picking up since last year. Most of it coming from the rover itself. And by analyzing those muffled noises, scientists were able to figure out that sound on Mars travels about 10 meters per second faster at higher frequencies compared to low ones. In other words, the planet has two different speeds of sound. These findings were presented at the most recent Lunar and Planetary Science Conference, and they could have implications for communication on the red planet. For example, if you were to listen to music at a distance there, the result would be pretty trippy, since the high notes would hit your ears slightly earlier than the low ones. This is kind of a moot point for anyone we actually send to Mars. They'd obviously have to operate within pressurized spacesuits and modules. But sound has proven to be a whole new way to study distant worlds, so now researchers will figure out if these speeds of sound are affected by the Martian seasons or the time of day. With This Week in Science, Curtis Doring, City News.